Welcome back to another edition of Vikings Film Room, brought to you by the Vikings Entertainment Network. I'm your host, Pete Bercich. Now, the Minnesota Vikings just came off a defensive juggernaut and played an unbelievable game against the Raiders. Now we're going to go up against the Cincinnati Bengals, and when you think of their offense, you think of Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Coming back for it, Jamar Chase.
Well, let's take a dive at their defense, because I think that's where this Viking team's going to have to succeed to win this football game. So when you talk about the Bengals defense, the first guy you bring up is this guy, Trey Hendrickson. We are going to find out just how good Darisaw is this weekend. But with Hendrickson, he's a great rusher because he's smart. It's all the technique, it's the effort, it's all those things, but he's also very smart. And this first play, I think, points that out. And what you're seeing, number one, is you're seeing a receiver in his frame of vision. Why is that receiver there? What's going on? Well, watch what happens. As soon as this ball is snapped, that wide receiver is coming down to chip him. And as soon as he comes down to chip, Hendrickson knows he can't work upfield and do a speed move. He's going to have to convert to power and take this offensive lineman right down the middle. But watch what he does. Now, that's a grown 6'5", 330-pound man that he just dumped. So you got to be on your toes when you're up against Hendrickson. All right, so we saw the power out of him. What about the speed? Now, this is a huge play because the Colts still have an opportunity here to get back into the football game. A huge play on the outside. We saw power earlier, but watch the speed. See the hand coming out as soon as that offensive lineman shoots the hands. Club, rip, but watch him turn that corner and just know where the football is. This ball ended up being intercepted, not just a fumble, but a sack. Great job by him. This guy is a beast on the outside. Now, one of the aspects of the Cincinnati defense that's very, very good is their ability to show one thing and play another. They're a veteran group in the back end. And this is a film room example of what we're talking about when we say, well, we're seeing this, but they're playing that, right? Any quarterback that walks up and sees this is thinking what? They're thinking middle closed. What does that mean? That means that you have a corner responsible for this third of the field, this safety's taking in the middle of the field, and you have this corner up here. That's exactly what we're seeing, right? Middle closed, 3 deep. That's what they want the Colts quarterback to think. But in reality, what is he getting? He's not getting anything like that at all. He's actually getting cover 2. Corner, drop it in here. He has this deep half. This safety has this deep half. This Mike linebacker, he's playing up the seam. They are able to show one type of coverage, but then play something completely different. So our quarterbacks are going to have to be on their game when they get up to the line of scrimmage, because you think it's 3 deep? Nope, it's cover 2. You see the confusion of the quarterback. He has to roll out, just get rid of the football, and a win for the Cincinnati defense. All right, another example. Again, quarterback's at the line of scrimmage. He sees 7 men in the box, nickel corner, middle closed, right? We're getting some type of 3 deep, some type of man free. Not exactly. What you're getting is just a shell game. They're going to blitz this nickel back off the end. They're going to replace him in the middle of the field, but it's still only a 4-man rush. So, yeah, maybe it looks like a nickel blitz, but not really. Watch this guy right here, though. He looks like he's stepping in, playing somewhere in the flat, doing something like that, some kind of middle closed, but watch what happens. As this ball snapped, he buzzes out to the flat. He's basically playing the corner position in cover 2, just like this guy is down here. But notice the body position. This is how you jam and sink, you funnel, push the receiver outside, eyes back on the quarterback. But because they're inverting, you have a corner now playing deep half, which he doesn't normally do, and you have a safety who's playing the corner position. And by the way, his back is not on the quarterback. He's looking to the sideline. What does that allow? Big throw, a big catch. So if you know what you're getting, you can make them pay for all that disguising. Another thing that we've seen on film, opportunities for the tight end. I think TJ Hockenson has an opportunity this weekend to really light things up. He's caught more receptions than any tight end in Viking history in a single season. I think he's going to get a lot more on this Saturday. Watch this play right here. What the Colts do is they flood a zone, meaning this. They're sending 4 receivers to this side of the field. Again, Cincinnati playing cover 2, Mike linebacker dropping back. This guy is the hook defender. He needs to be somewhere in this area. But because of all this action, 4 receivers coming this way, he's relating to this guy when he should be relating to that guy. So what does that mean? He settles, easy throw, easy catch, big play for the Colts. No matter what you're seeing, the tight end, there are opportunities. Another opportunity against this Bengal defense is the fact that they always have 2 linebackers on the field. They might pull a D lineman out and put in a safety, but that means you can always get a receiver or a tight end on a linebacker in space. And this is a perfect example of the Colts taking advantage of it. Watch this, 4 wide receivers, they motion a 2-by-2, but because of everything that's gone on, you've got a linebacker out in space against a wide receiver. Well, that's an easy throw and catch for 10 yards. So by formation, you can get these linebackers to cover in space. That could be a win for the offense. Another example of getting a linebacker in coverage, look what the Colts are doing, right? Empty. You got 5 receivers, tight end, but you got everybody spread out. Because this linebackers walk down on this tight end, they know that they have something. Well, what is it that they have? Watch this. This tight end fakes the out route, does the wheel. You've got a linebacker covering a tight end on a wheel route. That should have been a touchdown. The ball was underthrown, but an opportunity nonetheless. You put Hockenson on a linebacker one-on-one like that, he's going to win more often than he doesn't. And yet another opportunity for our tight ends, play action. The safeties and the linebackers, they keep their eyes in the backfield quite a bit, so there are opportunities there as well. This is a perfect example of that. Watch these 3 second level players. All 3 of them, eyes are on the mesh point, right? They're ready to play the run. But watch this tight end. He's doing what? He's getting up the field. This is the worst feeling in football. When you play the run and all of a sudden you know someone's run behind you. Again, another throw that should have been caught, but the play action is there as well. Continuing on the play action theme, another point, watch. You have 1 wide receiver in motion, but watch what happens with all these guys over here, right? You have 4 guys moving around because you're moving 1 offensive player. On the snap of the ball, look at Hendrickson right here. He doesn't know if this is a run or if it's a pass, because that tight end's screaming at him. This could be a handoff and a run inside, but that's also what these linebackers are thinking. 57, he's already downhill. His eyes are in the backfield. They think and run, they're thinking run, but what happens? Quarterback pulls it out, tight end sifts his way through, catch, turns it up, and another big play. So play actions across the board work very well against the Cincinnati defense. And finally, I'm putting TJ Hockenson on a big game bit. Again, another empty, but this is man-to-man. But the way Cincinnati handles this, again, opportunities for the tight end. As soon as coach sees this type of a situation where guy goes in motion, now this corner up on top, he's chasing this receiver. That means this defender from an outside direction has to squeeze this tight end all the way across the field. I know KOC, I know he's looking at this segment of the field saying, we got TJ Hockenson there. We are going to get the football there. What breaks down here, though, is protection. That is why it's so important that our offensive line do a good job so we can get to these opportunities. They make the quarterback pull this thing down, scrambles, almost gets the first down, but still opportunities for the tight end all over the field. So for the Vikings to continue their winning ways, they got to do a couple of things. First of all, you got to stop Trey Hendrickson. The guy's a beast. He can ruin your day very, very quickly. Secondly, TJ Hockenson. Putting him on a big day, our offense is going to run through him. He needs to take this team to its 2nd win in as many weeks.